At the threshold of knowledge lies the commencement of understanding uncharted territories. Good morning to one and all present here. With great pleasure, we extend a heartfelt welcome to each and every one of you to the Samhitanavachara, the interdisciplinary symposium orchestrated by Whitefield Global School under the visionary leadership of our chairman, Dr. C. Purnachandra Rao. We are honored to have you here, sir. It is our immense pleasure to have the presence of our distinguished adjudicator,
Mr. Nitin Shastri, Director of Enterprise Content Technology at the London Stock Exchange Group, Mr. Amit Gupta, Vice President of the CK12 Foundation, Dr. Karthik Shastri, Professor at the RV College of Engineering, and Dr. Shweta Panchal, Professor at Vellore Institute of Technology. We also have Dr. Gayatrama and Dr. Mohula as judges from Whitefield Global School. We welcome you all.
Our salutations also go to our charismatic Director Academics, Dr. Sharda Chandrasekharan, our beloved Principal, Dr. Sita Shankar, our ever-supportive Vice Principal, Ms. Deepa S., our dedicated coordinators, quality heads, educators, and dear friends.
can we have a round of applause, please? The lamp of learning shines brightest when it illuminates the minds of others. On this note, I request the dignitaries to light the lamp.
Now I invite Ms. Deepa S., our Vice Principal, to formally welcome our esteemed dignitaries.
A very good morning to all the distinguished dignitaries, dear parents, proficient faculty, enthusiastic students. I extend a warm welcome to all of you to this exciting paper presentation event. This gathering marks a celebration of talent, creativity, and the vibrant spirit that our school community represents. Today, we are here to witness the culmination of hard work, innovation, and dedication. As each team takes stage to showcase their remarkable research work, we are in for an inspiring journey of ideas and creativity. Let us embrace this opportunity to learn, connect, and celebrate the achievements that await ahead of us. Thank you all for being a part of this program. Our chairman, Dr. C. Purnachandra Rao, has always instilled in us the importance of research and development. It is his dream and far-sighted thoughts which has taken the shape of Innovation Cell in our school. Sir believes in bringing in an awareness among our students about the importance of having a growth mindset. A warm welcome to our visionary chairman to this August gathering. May I request Principal Dr. Sita Shankar to formally welcome Chairman Sir. Thank you, ma'am. We are extremely privileged to have amidst us four eminent personalities from the fields of technology, microbiology, and physics to be a part of today's event and guide our students in their pursuit of excellence. Mr. Amit Gupta, an accomplished technology leader with 25 plus years of experience at the forefront of innovative software product development. He currently heads the team at CK12 Foundation India, working on technology and educational content platform that can change how we learn. Earlier at Amazon Adobe, he managed the development of software solutions that simplified publishing on Kindle platform and provided pivotal management and development leadership for popular Adobe video products. He pioneered Adobe's script writing tool into indispensable tools for creating TV productions at broadcasters like BBC and ITV. A graduate of mechanical engineering from the Indian Institute of Technology, Kanpur, Mr. Amit combines his inquisitiveness in graphics, robotics, and high-scale internet applications with a pioneering spirit, earning him innovative patents recognized by the US Patent Office. During his free time, Mr. Amit enjoys being a maker, engaging in an array of do-it-yourself projects that brings life to his diverse interests and experiences. He believes that learning for everyone goes much beyond classrooms, and with passion and perseverance, nothing is beyond anyone's reach. A hearty welcome to you, Mr. Amit. May I request our chairman, sir, to formally welcome Mr. Amit. Our next distinguished guest, Dr. Shweta Panchal, is currently working as an associate professor at School of Biosciences and Technology, Vellore Institute of Technology, Vellore, where she is engaged in teaching various subjects like microbiology, microbial biotechnology, plant biotechnology, and in guiding PhD scholars. She obtained her PhD degree from University of Texas, Arlington, USA, specializing in plant pathology, and MSc in microbiology from Maharaja Sayoji Rao University, Baroda. Post-PhD, she went on to complete 2 postdoctoral stints, one with Professor Bharat Chatu at MS University, Baroda, and the other with Professor Kaustav Sanyal at Jawaharlal Nehru Center for Advanced Scientific Research, Jakkur, Bengaluru. She has received research grants from various schemes from Science and Engineering Research Board, Department of Science and Technology, and Department of Biotechnology. She has presented her research at various national and international conferences. She has published 17 research articles in international peer-reviewed journals, which have been cited more than 450 times, 1 book chapter, and invited recommendation articles. She also serves as an associate editor of Bioprotocol Journal and has reviewed several research articles submitted to high-impact journals like Nature, Science, PNAS, etc. Her interests lie in understanding the changes in molecular events that occur during plant pathology interactions. She studies the role of plant immunity and pathogen virulence mechanism using genetic editing tools, omic methods, and high-resolution microscopy. A very warm welcome to you, Dr. Shweta. May I request our chairman, sir, to formally welcome Dr. Shweta to this gathering. Thank you, sir. It is my privilege to introduce our third dignitary of the day, Dr. Karthik Shastri. Dr. Shastri is working as an assistant professor at RV College of Engineering, Bengaluru, India, where he teaches calculus and non-calculus based engineering physics courses. He has a strong educational background, including PhD in applied physics from University of Texas, Arlington. He is involved in various student enrichment activities by serving as a faculty advisor and mentor for the Astrophysics Club, and has been initiating student-based research and development programs. He has also participated in various faculty development programs and workshops related to teaching methodologies. Currently, he is part of pilot teaching program at RV College of Engineering that emphasizes boosting active student participation in classroom through the use of ICT tools, peer-based learning, and use of student projects. Prior to his stint in teaching, Dr. Shastri was involved in developing a novel time-of-flight spectrometer used to probe the surface of graphene through low-energy positrons. He was also part of research team that worked at National Synchrotron Light Source, that is NSLS-1, at Brookhaven National Labs, New York. He has also written proposals for SERB, DST, DOE, and ARPAE projects. Dr. Shastri has published in reputed peer-based journals like Nature, Physics Review, etc., on topics such as position spectroscopy, corrosion behavior, and electron emissions. Overall, Dr. Shastri has a strong academic and research background, as well as extensive teaching and mentoring experience. He has made significant contributions to the field of applied physics and continues to be actively involved in research and education. Dr. Shastri, we are honored to have you amidst us today. May I request Principal Dr. Sita Shankar to welcome Dr. Shastri to this gathering. Thank you, ma'am. Our final guest for the day, Mr. Nitin Shastri, Director, Enterprise Content Technology, London Stock Exchange Group. Dr. Nitin Shastri is a senior software professional with over 2.5 decades of work experience in the corporate world. In London Stock Exchange, Mr. Nitin manages teams of software developers that supports one of the world's top financial infrastructure that helps most of the financial professionals across the world. Prior to LSEG, he has worked for companies like Hewlett-Packard, Compaq, Digital Equipment Corporation, Thomson Reuters, and more. Working for some of the top companies has enabled him to work in different domains like content technology, risk technology, wealth management, e-commerce, and a lot more. While software development has been his forte, Mr. Nitin has been active in the area of education as well. Mr. Nitin has come out with a mobile app called Auducation, where language textbooks in audio can be found. Currently, they are available in 5 different languages: Kannada, Hindi, Sanskrit, Urdu, and English, in which the audio textbooks can be found in Auducation for students between grade 8 to 12. Over 7,000 students have been benefited from this, and the best part of it all is that it is given away for free. With a view of sharing the best practices of software industry to others, Mr. Nitin has been consulting some of the farmers' cooperative societies and FPOs, farmer producer organizations, to bring about positive changes in the way agri-tech can be used in processing the farm produce for better result to the farmers. The work with farmers is a carry forward of the work that Mr. Nitin has done by being a part of Arghyam, an NGO in water and sanitation sector. From education point of view, he has done BE in computer science from Chikkaballapur, Bangalore University, and MBA from University of Colorado at Colorado Springs. A cordial welcome to you, Mr. Shastri. May I request our principal, Dr. Sita Shankar, to do the honors. Dear audience, let us once again put our hands together to extend a heartfelt gratitude and appreciation to all our dignitaries for joining us today to be a part of today's event. I would like to welcome our principal, Dr. Sita Shankar, for enthusiastically leading us from the front and guiding our students towards the participation of today's event. A warm welcome to you, ma'am. I would like to welcome our parents who have joined us today for always supporting us in all our endeavors. Hearty welcome to all the parents who have gathered here today. A warm welcome to all the faculty members of Whitefield Global School for being a part of today's event. It is you who are the driving force and backbone of events at this magnitude. A warm welcome to all of you. To my dearest students, as I welcome you and wish you the best for your presentation today, I would like you to remember, don't wait for an opportunity. Go out and create it. Beware also that there is opportunity in adversity. Every problem is a potential opportunity for you to create solution that will add value to you and to others. What opportunities are available for you to be utilized today? Think about it. God bless children. Good luck to you always. Thank you and have a great day.
Thank you, Mom.
No event is complete without the enlightening narratives of our Director Academics, Dr. Sharada Chandrasekharan. She was not able to make it to the event. However, she has sent her wishes through a video message.
Respected Chairman Sir, invited guests, parents, teachers, and darling students, a very warm good morning to all of you. And I regret being not there physically today, but I know that today of taking a big leap into the world of research. I would like to congratulate the principal, Dr. Sita, and her team for starting this event in our school. I'm extremely proud of them. I'm indeed very honored to address you on this topic. But before that, I would like to tell a small story. It seems there was an old man. Every day he used to sit under a tree and meditate. His grandson used to ask him, "What are you doing after the meditation?" Then he used to say that I am feeding the wolf. Every day this went on. So the grandson became very curious, where is the wolf? So he told, I believe there are two wolves inside me. One wolf want to be angry and shout, bite. The other wolf want to be peaceful. So I'm feeding the wolf. So he said, I believe, which wolf are you feeding? He said, I have taken a wolf which seeks peace, and you decide which wolf you want to feed. My question to all of you is, every one of us have got multiple wolves in us. So which wolf are we feeding? Are we feeding the wolf which gives us knowledge? Are we feeding the wolf which gives us a very instant result? Are we feeding the wolf which makes us our life and our entire learning journey stronger? It's all in our hands. Because when I look into the whole lot of learning session today, many children are confused what is best, where to go. Everybody is thrilled with the word research, but they do not know what exactly is research. They do not know how much of trials we have to do, how much of trial and errors will happen, and how to take the entire data into analyticals, and how to analyze the data to get the result. And many a time the result may not be good. Then how to go back. So this is a long journey. This will not give us an instant result. In such cases, how not to lose the patience. This also helps a lot. And this is also for all those people who think that a tutorial can replace a school. A tutorial may give you an instant result, but it will not give you a learning for life. A tutorial may give you just a small path, but a tutorial will not make the child learn for life. It is a school which can take a child into this learning journey. And if a child is attentive in the class, then the child learns everything. So this is what I wanted to tell you. I wish all of you all the best and success. I want all of you to get into this journey of research, and in many more years to come, you will be taking this path forever, and you will be remembering this alma mater of yours, which has laid the first stone into the field of research. I thank all the judges for accepting the invitation, for being here, and for guiding our darling students. And once again, I'm extremely thankful to our chairman, whose brainchild and whose vision is to turn the school into a research center. And, sir, today we have laid the foundation. I regret not being here, but I hope that we are going to go in this journey a long way. And I once again congratulate the principal whose brainchild is this entire event. Congratulations, Sita, and all of you, all the best, and may the best team win. In my view, all of you are winners because you have taken the first step into this learning journey. Congratulations and all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your ever-inspiring words, ma'am. I would like to call our principal, Dr. Sita Shankar, to address the gathering.
Thank you, children. Respected Chairman, sir, esteemed judges, Vice Principal, coordinators, quality heads, teachers, parents, and students. I take this opportunity to welcome all of you to Samhitanavachara, a humble endeavor to develop research spirit in our students. Franklin D. Roosevelt once said, if you cannot prepare the future for your children, prepare your children for the future. And this is our endeavor to prepare our students, our children for the future. What the future holds, nobody knows. Right now, in the next 10 years, 20 years, many of the jobs are going to go obsolete. With in the day and age of chat GPT and AI assistants, we really don't know how many jobs are going to be there and how many are not going to be there. So how do we prepare our students to face tomorrow's world? One of the things that we at Whitefield Global School do is to inculcate 21st century skills in our students, which will enable them to become competent in whatever the environment may be 20 years from today. And what are those skills we are looking at? Problem solving, critical thinking, public speaking, creativity, innovation, and empathy. And this endeavor today that we have our IDP Symposium is to inculcate these habits in our students. This thing that we are doing today, this event today, will help us bridge the gap between schools and higher education, schools and industries. We have erudite judges here who have been a part of the industry, who have been part of educational institutions, who can guide our children, give them the right pointers to shape themselves and be college ready and industry ready. Many parents come to us and tell us that, ma'am, where does the student have to concentrate? Should he concentrate on preparing for the tutorial, coaching center, or should he prepare for the school? I have, like Sharda ma'am just spoke to us, I have only one answer to parents, that we prepare the student for life. Coaching center may take you to your desired college, but schools prepare you for the college, prepare you for life. If a lack of students get into a college, what makes students stand out is the way they are groomed, the way they speak, the way their confidence levels. What they have done in school speaks a lot for students who plan to go abroad for foreign education or pursue research. And this platform is for all our students who want to learn, who want to grow, and who want to present their research findings. Like Sharda ma'am just said, research has become a very, very loosely used term. Anybody doing anything, they say it is research. So this endeavor of ours, this effort of ours is to bring originality into work that is being done. We want our children to produce original and genuine work that would be looked at by all the people around the world and being published in journals where they can very proudly say that in high school they have published a paper in journal. And this is the vision of our founder, our chairman, Dr. C. Purnachandra Rao, to develop an innovation cell in school. And this is the starting point for that innovation. So let us hope that today is a learning day for all of us, irrespective of student, teacher, or parent. We are all going to go enriched from today's event. Thank you for being here and wishing all the participants all the best. Participation is the key. All of you have already won. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
With this, let us direct our attention to the core objective that has united us here today. I kindly request the students from the Commerce and Humanities section to remain in the auditorium. Those from the Physical Science and AI sections are requested to proceed to the music room, and Biology and Psychology participants are requested to convene in the dance room.
Good morning, respected judges, parents, teachers, and my dear friends. We are Group 1 and we are going, it consists of Sumera, Aaron, Anandita, and myself, Anushka. So today here we are going to present a research article on the topic genome editing in AIDS or HIV treatment using CRISPR-Cas9 immunotherapy. So our research paper is going to explain how we can use CRISPR-Cas9 genome editing technique to avoid or reduce the viral replication in our body and prevent HIV in its initial stages using CRISPR-Cas9 to avoid a potential viral reservoir in our body. So what is HIV? HIV, that is human immunodeficiency virus, is a virus that causes AIDS. It mainly targets the immune system of a particular individual. So what it exactly does is it affects the CD4 cells or the T helper cells that are part of our immune system. The function of these cells are that they protect the body against any kinds of pathogens or diseases. Thus, HIV renders these cells almost useless. That gets the immune system down. It degrades the functioning of the immune system, thus making the body unable to fight against any kind of pathogens or diseases. So, how does HIV work? The life cycle of HIV is when HIV enters the human body, it starts replicating its RNA into viral DNA by the process of reverse transcription by the enzyme reverse transcriptase. Now, this gets incorporated into the human cell. It infects it and thus acts like an HIV factory. How? It starts producing more viral particles. Now, these viral particles then get replicated again and again and enters the T helper cells or T lymphocytes in our body. Now here it starts replicating or producing more viral progenies, which reduces the number of T helper cells in our body. How does this affect us? This affects, as I mentioned previously, the function of T helper cells in our body is to fight against various pathogens and various diseases. Here it renders these cells, and thus these cells are almost destroyed. Thus, a body loses its potential to fight against pathogens and various diseases.
Now let's get acquainted with CRISPR and its use in HIV. Repetitive sequences in CRISPR were first found in 1987 and were shown to be derived from conjugative plasmids and bacteriophages. These act as an adaptive immunity, which is also known as acquired or specific immunity. CRISPR first rapidly developed when research showed that in vitro cleavage of DNA, of target DNA, can be induced by DNA endonuclease when it is guided by two RNAs. The CRISPR-Cas9 apparatus involves a Cas helicase, which can bind to RNA transcribed from the host DNA. The guide RNA is a specific RNA sequence which can help in determining the target DNA region and can direct the Cas nuclease there for editing. It is made up of two types of RNA, tracer RNA and CRISPR RNA. CRISPR RNA is a 70 to 20 nucleotide sequence which is complementary to the target DNA. When HIV infects a person, it does so by injecting its genetic material into the susceptible cells of the body, leaving the infected individual with millions of cells infected by the virus. Upon interaction with the virus, some cells die immediately from the exposure, whereas others become permanent carriers for the virus. CRISPR-Cas9 is a mechanism which has been adapted from the defense mechanism that normal bacteria show to viral infection, which is a programmable nuclease system. This mechanism can be understood by envisioning the genome as a string and HIV as a stained part of the string. We simply snip away the HIV part and refix the genome using cellular mechanisms, which renders the HIV genome inactive. One of the main issues we come across while treating HIV is the latent viral reservoirs. As provirus enters into the resting CD4 cells to go undetected by the immune system so that it has a chance to replicate and spread throughout the body. HAART, which stands for Highly Active Antiretroviral Therapy, is a medication which is used to treat and manage HIV-1. And while it does have control on the replication over the rest of the body, it does not have it over the replication taking place in the latent viral reservoirs, which leads to their stability. And this also, it is very difficult to determine the early stages of infection, which is where CRISPR-Cas9 comes in. CRISPR-Cas9 is able to remove the DNA integrated by the virus into the host cell. It also inactivates the virus by completely inhibiting viral gene expression and viral replication. It cleaves through the double-stranded DNA of the virus before or after it is fused with the DNA of the host cell. Further, in addition to this, CRISPR-Cas9 uses a dual gRNA mechanism, which is basically using two guide RNAs instead of just one, which eliminates the chance of viral escape or viral replication, which are possibilities in the single attack method, which is using only one gRNA.
Now, I will be telling you about the other means through which we can eliminate the HIV virus in our body. So, as you can see, here the second method which I suggest is inhibition of the receptors. Now, the HIV virus binds to three receptors on the T lymphocyte cells. These receptors are the sites where the virus continues with its infectious processes. These receptors are CD4, CCR5, and CXCR4. Now, among these receptors, CD4 takes part in most of the immune system's activities. So, because it takes part in most of the immune system's activities, we cannot inhibit this because it will only make things worse. Already, the immune system is suppressed. On top of that, we are going to stop the working of the CD4 receptor that will worsen the situation of the patient. So basically, our plan is to block out the receptors so that the virus has no place to bind to, and therefore the infection cannot take place in the body. So apart from CD4, we have CCR5 and CXCR4. So for these receptors, we have certain gene mutations. Now, these gene mutations are found in individuals across the globe in very low numbers. And it was actually found that this gene mutation allows the person to acquire an immunity towards HIV. And we found this in the first person who was cured from HIV, Timothy Ray Brown, or as he was popularly called, the Berlin patient. Now, the Berlin patient was diagnosed with both acute leukemia as well as HIV. So to treat his leukemia, he was given a stem cell transplant. What we did not know was coincidentally, the stem cell donor was one of these such individuals with the gene mutation. So as a result, his HIV also disappeared from the system. He's alive and well even to this day. So we can't use these few individuals for every other HIV patient because that's impractical. So what we suggest is use of CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing to produce modified stem cells with modified CCR5 receptors. Now these CCR5 receptors that are altered will act in a similar way as what happened to the Berlin patient. As a result, we can eliminate the HIV virus from the body. CXCR4 receptors also work in a similar way through CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing. The other method is shock and kill method. Now, the shock and kill method is more or less the same as what Anandita had told you about the HAART method. The HAART method, however, does not work great on viruses. So, how do we counter that? This is where the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing comes into the picture. So what we suggest is the use of deficient Cas9 protein or Cas9 protein along with a single guide RNA. Now with these two in play, we can control viral translation, which is more or less the entire cause of the infection. So basically, CRISPR-Cas9 provides a better alternative to the HAART system. So that's it for the applications of CRISPR-Cas9 in treating the HIV. However, we have a few loopholes and drawbacks, which must be discussed before we proceed with anything. As you can see, the first one is the involvement of off-targets. Now, off-targets are the part of the DNA that we do not want to edit. So sometimes CRISPR-Cas9 can act like a scissor out of control. It can cut out parts of the DNA that we do not want to cut out. And if these parts of the DNA are cut out, it can lead to chromosomal aberrations, genomatic mutations, and a lot of other problems that can happen with the life of the patient. Now, problem that we have is the delivery of gene editing complex in our target cells. So we have three ways of delivering the gene editing complex, that is associated adenoviral vectors, adenoviral vectors, and lentiviral vectors. However, none are perfect. Adenoviral vectors, they incorporate large parts of the DNA, and because of this, we can safely apply them into the gene editing process, but they can cause recombinant vectors. Lentiviral vectors, they incorporate small parts of the DNA, but they have potential off-target risks, as I told you, which is a major threat to the process. The best out of the three, which I would say, is associated adenoviral vectors. Now, associated adenoviral vectors are the best because why? They have low toxicity, better safety, and better chances of delivering the gene editing complex efficiently. The problem here is it can trigger an immune response. Now, the immune response is the last but not the least. Immune response is the problem that I would like to talk about. This very immune response can threaten the process of gene editing in the body. Gene editing complex is injected into the patient. Now the body does not know what a gene editing complex is. It cannot recognize what that is. So because of that, it will treat it like a foreign particle or a pathogen. And because of that, the body will initiate its protocols to initiate the immune system, start acting up against it, and it will try its best to reject and eliminate the gene editing complex. Because of that, it can hamper with the immune system of the HIV patient, which is already suppressed. Now I would like to hand it over to Samira.
Every plan has a flaw, but that doesn't make it a discarded plan. We simply need to be creative and find solutions to the loopholes. We'll be addressing the scientific flaws in the CRISPR-Cas9 system. Since it is a method of genome editing, it is done at a nano level. The scale of this method means that we will be using unique elements to execute it, like the Cas9 RNAs or ribonucleoproteins instead of the Cas9 plasmids, which cause off-target effects. But the issue with the RNAs is that they cause an innate immune response in the body. So we must supply it with immunosuppressants to reduce these biochemical reactions. The most optimum immunosuppressant that we could find were iron oxide nanoparticles, or IONPs. But why iron oxide? Iron has 8 oxides, out of which 3 can be used for medicinal purposes. It is paramagnetic in nature, which means it can assist us with MRI contrasting. It is also highly efficient and shows minimal immunotoxicity, which although still exists in raw IOMPs, but we suggest coating them with Dextron, which has proven to reduce these monocyte endothelial cell reactions. It also stays in the body for less than 24 hours, so it decreases the risk of making an already suppressed immune system more vulnerable to other diseases. The second most prominent issue was that of the drug delivery. Viral vectors have been the most widely used drug delivery systems in genome editing, out of which lentivirus and adenoviral vectors are the most popular. Lentivirus is known for its off-target effects, while adenoviral vectors can cause an immune response in the body. Associated adenoviral vectors are the best of the three, but still here we suggest taking a unique approach of a non-viral vector called a liposome. A liposome is a vessel made of lipids, cholesterol, and phosphates, which also happen to be the major constituents of the plasma membrane, displaying a phenomenon called enhanced permeability and retention effect. So we won't have to worry about cell barriers like the blood-brain barrier when it comes to drug delivery in the shock and kill method. It also delivers with maximum safety and can be loaded with chemicals like glucocorticoids, which reduce an immune response. This paper mainly deals with the procedure-related loopholes, but when we were brainstorming as to why HIV has not been cured yet, the major issue that we could come up with was that of awareness. HIV is a retrovirus. It isn't communicable, and it doesn't pose as much of a threat as to cause a large-scale epidemic in a country. Currently in India, there have been around 2 lakh patients, which is still a very small fraction of the entire population. So the research of this virus has not been given the limelight yet. This could be one of the major reasons why the cure of HIV has not proceeded into clinical trials. To conclude our presentation, HIV has been an incurable disease for decades, and we as curious thinkers decided to research upon this unexplored territory. We tried our best to come up with theoretically apt solutions to this issue. Before we end our presentation, we would also like to raise the message against the stigma of HIV patients. We suggest that they be accepted into the society instead of being isolated.
Thank you for listening to our presentation, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to dig deeper into our subject of interest.
Fantastic presentation. You all look very confident, and I was not expecting fundamentals of high-level research to be discussed by school students. I'm very impressed. Okay, so it looks like you have thoroughly read about HIV and CRISPR-Cas9. Do you know of any examples where CRISPR-Cas9 has been used on human subjects?
Currently, as I said, the CRISPR-Cas9 system is still, like, it's very skeptical to reach into clinical trials yet. It's still in the laboratory stage. This could be why, as we mentioned, the loopholes. These could be the loopholes why it's not proceeded into clinical trials, because it's very risky to perform on human subjects. There have been mouse test subjects in lab, but it's not been operated on humans mostly, or as far as we know.
Okay, so I'll give you a trivia, and maybe you can look at that later. So in 2019, one Chinese scientist, he went on to do CRISPR-Cas9 treatments on embryos, and those embryos were implanted, and the babies were born. This is something which is unethical, and the entire scientific community was completely against this person, because it is like you have discussed all the loopholes, right? There are a lot of off-target side effects and so on. And so he was banned from the community, and he lost his job and everything. But interestingly, his idea was also to have babies which are immune to HIV, because the parents of the embryo, they both were HIV positive. Okay, so you want to read up on that, very related to what you have presented. You can incorporate that in the paper as well. Then the other question that I have is about, somebody talked about Cas9.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is Cas9 and how is it different from Cas9?
The deficient Cas9 is somewhat modified version of Cas9 that works out better when we are trying to apply it in the shock and kill method.
Better in what sense?
Better in the sense that it is more aimed at targeting viral particles in the body than Cas9. Like I said, the HART method, it already involves to some extent CRISPR-Cas9. So the problem with that is it doesn't work on viruses that great. So what we want to do is target the virus part more and efficiently remove the virus from our body.
But it also it's deficient Cas9, so it degrades after the process is done. It doesn't stay in the nucleus after the splitting is still happening. It just degrades after, so it won't stay in the body.
And one final question. You talked about reverse transcription. What is reverse transcription? And do we see that in humans?
Reverse transcription. So we know that transcription is the process of transcribing RNA from DNA. And in this process, instead of that, we are transforming viral RNA into DNA so that it can be implanted into the host cell. I'm not so sure if we used it in humans.
It only occurs in retroviruses, a specific class of viruses, and these viruses, like HIV belongs to this class, and it only occurs in this for the infectious stage of the virus. And the viral DNA, which is produced from the RNA, will incorporate the human genome when it's infected. Otherwise, no human or Other classes of species show reverse transcription.
Thank you. Very good. Good morning to all. But very good presentation. I wanted to just to include the ribonucleoprotein will be used for arresting this HIV virus. So is that we can implement that antisense RNA technology?
I don't think they're aware of that technology. But RNPs have been proven to be better than the plasmids because they don't show off targets, which is way riskier than showing immune response.
Okay. Thank you.
Well done, guys. And I'm sure that's gonna come. It will certainly help. Heading on to the next presentation. The schizophrenic mind is not so much split as shattered. Schizophrenia is a waking nightmare. And now I request Nandana and Nira to present their paperwork.
Good morning, esteemed judges. I am Nandana. And today we are going to be presenting our paper on the topic addition of lithium to antipsychotics to reduce the negative symptoms of schizophrenia. The antipsychotics present in the market right now, they don't help to reduce the negative symptoms of schizophrenia. But our research proposes the idea of adding lithium to the antipsychotics, which would help reduce the negative symptoms of schizophrenia. What is schizophrenia exactly? So schizophrenia is a psychological or a psychiatric disorder in which a person experiences thoughts which are out of reality. Now the symptoms of schizophrenia are divided into three, which include positive symptoms, negative symptoms, and movement-related symptoms. Now positive symptoms include the excess of a particular behavior, and these include hallucinations, delusions, and formal thought disorder, which means shifting from one thought to another thought rapidly, which have no correlation. The negative symptoms include reduction of a particular behavior, and these include alogia, which is reduction in speech, flat and blunt effect, which is reduction in expression of emotions, depression, and loss of concentration and memory. This disorder generally begins from the age of 16 to 30, and generally men experience this particular disorder much earlier as compared to women. So we went through articles in Google Scholar and PubMed, and the articles that we went through were about lithium and schizophrenia and the upcoming drugs. And we also went through some case studies about adding lithium to the antipsychotics. So the commonly used antipsychotics are haloperidol, fluphenazine, and chlorpromazine. Now, the major mode of action of the antipsychotics is by blocking the dopamine. And the inhibition of dopamine helps reduce the positive symptoms, but it doesn't have much effect on the negative symptoms. And the antipsychotics present in the market right now, they don't they inhibit the dopamine, like I told, which helps reduce the positive symptoms. The aggravation of negative symptoms is often mistaken for depression, because of which antidepressants are prescribed. And because antidepressants are prescribed, taking them when it's not needed can have adverse side effects. And lithium is a key element in the antidepressants, which help control the low moods and intense depressions. Let us look at this graph. So the dotted lines represent the optimum level of dopamine present in a person. A person suffering from schizophrenia has a level of dopamine above the optimum level of dopamine. But after taking the antipsychotics, the level of dopamine in a person is below the optimum level that should be present in a person. And when lithium is added to the antipsychotics, the level of dopamine in a person is nearly equal to the
to the optimum level of dopamine present in a person. Now, we went through a case study on lithium in schizophrenia by Lewis test, Helfer B, Doll M, Kisney W, and Medfire KJ, which was conducted in 2015. So there were two comparisons done. The first comparison was lithium versus a placebo as a sole treatment. And there was no significant difference. So therefore, we could conclude that lithium alone cannot be used to treat schizophrenia, and it cannot be used as a substitute for the antipsychotics. The second comparison done was lithium versus placebo as an add-on to the antipsychotics, and it was seen that there was at least a 50% improvement in the PANSS total score for people who took lithium as an add-on to the antipsychotics. So there is evidence that lithium helps schizophrenic individuals manage their negative symptoms without increasing the positive symptoms. But the antipsychotics present in the market right now, they don't have lithium present in them.
Lithium toxicity. Now, what is lithium toxicity? So, it is a condition in which a person receives lithium more than what is required for them. Generally, to achieve therapeutic levels, the amount of lithium present or the amount of lithium prescribed is not more than 0.8 to 1.2 milliequivalent per liters of lithium. And also, a study showed that lithium serum levels of 0.4 to 0.8 millimoles per liter of lithium can significantly inhibit the recurrence of major mood episodes. Lithium can become toxic when more than 2 milliequivalent per liters of lithium is actually given. Now, the major toxicities produced by lithium is actually neurotoxicity and nephrotoxicity. Now, neurotoxicity is a condition in which the central nervous system loses its hormone function due to the increased amount of lithium. And nephrotoxicity is a condition in which the normal functionings of the kidneys are reduced due to the large amounts of lithium. But studies also show that only 30% of the patients, only 30% of the patients actually exhibit lithium toxicity, and also if they exhibit lithium toxicity, only one episode of lithium toxicity is what they experience. Hence, we can actually say that if the prescription of lithium is administered properly and a proper dosage is given, lithium no side effects are actually seen. Now let us take a look at a case study. There was a 55-year-old schizophrenic man, and he was given a treatment of 5 to 15 mg per day dosage of lithium and an antipsychotic called olanzapine. Now this person developed manic episodes, and he also had low blood sugar, due to which he was hospitalized, and the medications were also changed from the previous medication to a new medication, which actually include 4.5 mg per day of risperidone along with 900 mg per day of lithium. Few days later, this particular man actually developed symptoms such as neuroleptic Mendelian syndrome and also neurotoxicity, nephrotoxicity, and also reduced urine output. And immediately the medication was stopped and adequate saline hydration was given, and these particular symptoms were completely eradicated within a span of 2 days. Then few days later, the same event reoccurred when a lower dosage of lithium, which is about 600 mg per day, and risperidone was re-administered. And finally, risperidone 2 mg per day was taken as a monotherapy. So hence, we can conclude from this particular case study that you cannot prescribe lithium in every antipsychotic, because some antipsychotics the lithium can actually poison some antipsychotics, and that can have adverse side effects. So hence, we must create antipsychotics in such a way that lithium is already present in them so as to manage both the positive as well as the negative symptoms of schizophrenia. Antipsychotics which have been released in the market for schizophrenia include two, which are bupropion and UCD. Now, bupropion is actually a TAAR1 agonist, and it is currently being used for the treatment of schizophrenia, and not only schizophrenia but many other psychological disorders. And now, what is TAAR1 exactly? So, TAAR1, they are highly expressed regions in the body which control the energy metabolism, and they are also regions of the body which control the psychiatric illnesses. However, this curriculum has gone through many clinical trials. However, they actually failed to show long-term effects in controlling both the symptoms of schizophrenia. Usually it's the other drug. It is a medication which gradually releases the active component risperidone over the course of 1 or 2 months using copolymer technology. But however, this has negative side effects which include stroke in elderly people, neurolaptic malignant syndrome, uncontrolled body and facial movements, and more. Now, like Nandana mentioned in the previous case study, it was seen that when risperidone was given with lithium, neurotoxicity and nephrotoxicity was caused. So therefore, we cannot give usually with lithium. So to conclude, schizophrenia is a chronic and it's a lifelong disease, and many antipsychotics have actually been prescribed to manage the symptoms portrayed by this particular disorders. These antipsychotics, they have successfully controlled or they have successfully reduced the positive symptoms. However, they have actually exacerbated or even heightened the effects of the negative symptoms. And antidepressants are often prescribed with the antipsychotics to manage the negative symptoms, but this can have many side effects. But there is also evidence that giving lithium with few of the antipsychotics can actually have adverse side effects. Hence, we must create an antipsychotic in such a way that lithium is already present in the antipsychotics first to manage both the symptoms of schizophrenia. Hence, our research concludes that the addition of lithium to antipsychotics can aid in handling both the positive as well as the negative symptoms of schizophrenia.
So in this table, which is the control?
The lithium versus placebo.
Okay. Because without the control, nobody is going to believe the treatment result, right? Okay, good. I have no other questions. It was a very interesting study that you've presented. Good luck.
Very good presentation, dear. Only 2 students have given more effect, done all the work. Okay. One question for me. What is the effect of lithium in human body?
So, ma'am, lithium is actually a major component which can actually. So, ma'am, there are positive and negative effects of lithium. So, the positive effects are it can actually control mood swings and it can control low moods. So, that's the reason it's one of the key elements in antidepressants as well. Now, the negative symptoms, as I spoke about lithium toxicity, it includes nephrotoxicity and neurotoxicity, but it's actually, the effects are very less. Like, so actually, recently itself, lithium is also called as a breakthrough compound because if you administer the amount of lithium amount of lithium in
my
the
question is, what is the target tissue?
Ma'am, it's the TAR1 receptors of the brain. In the
TAR1.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
That was great. A very informative idea. Now let's move on with the next presentation. The cinema is not an art which films life. The cinema is something between art and life. On this note, I would like to invite Anisha, Rebecca, Moshita, Neha, Ushma, and Prashansa.
Cinema is a mirror which reflects oneself. Good morning to one and all present here. My name is Rebecca and we represent Class 11th Humanities. Our hypothesis for today is cinema influences and is influenced by social milieu. Today we're going to talk about our problem statements, where the first one is Indian cinema intricately mirrors and shapes the multi-faced fabric of the social milieu, and film festivals have a pivotal role in both promoting and sculpting the Indian film industry. We wish to dig deeper about how cinema influences our day-to-day life and how we influence cinema. Now I would like to pass on the mic to my friend Neha.
The practice of projecting moving pictures in front of a live audience was first started by the Lumiere brothers in December 1895. But we cannot say that cinema was invented by anyone. So I suppose it is safe to say that cinema has been in a part of our lives for a very, very long time. So, it must have a huge impact on our daily lives. In order to test that, we as a group sent out a questionnaire and asked the general public how often they watched movies from a scale of 1 to 10, 0 to 10, with 0 being never and 10 being very often. And as we can see, a lot of people claim to watch movies on a very regular basis, from which we can infer that cinema surely should have some amount of impact on their lives. The method that we use to collect this information is a survey. That is a questionnaire that we sent out to the general public in order to gain their general opinion on on cinema and the film industry and film festivals. Here are a few examples of the questions that we asked. For example, why do you watch movies? Which factor is it that makes them watch movies? Whether is it to escape from reality, for entertainment, or to gain general awareness? And what exactly is it that the audience looks for when they want to watch a movie? Whether it is plot line or the storyline or the cast or actors. Now I would like to pass on the mic to my teammate Oshna.
So, stereotypes portrayed by cinema. Stereotypes, as defined by the Cambridge Dictionary, is a set idea that people have against a few people or a certain someone. Cinema has been extremely successful in putting these stereotypes in our mind. Let's look at some typical and famous stereotypes that are portrayed in the cinema. We'll start with gender profiling, in which male characters are often portrayed as very strong, emotionless, dominating people. There's a very famous line saying, "Mard ko dard nahi hota," which means men don't feel pain. They're expected to not show their emotions, and if they do cry or feel sad, they're expected to bottle it up. While women are often portrayed as this side character which needs help in everything they do, even though in the recent years, female characters have been shown as strong and independent, it hasn't been as effective because for the past decades, the female characters do not have such a big role in the movies. Then we come to the religious and ethnic minorities. For example, Muslims and Pakistanis are shown as terrorists in Indian cinema especially. And Sikhs are shown as this unnecessarily loud, rich, and fun characters, which obviously is far from the truth. Minorities like the northeastern people are shown stereotypically with monolithic eyes and often related to specific art like playing an instrument. Then we come to the LGBTQ plus community, which is often mocked and used as a comedic relief in certain movies. The homosexual men are portrayed with feminine features, and the homosexual women are portrayed with more masculine features. Now, cinema and our social lives. Since so many people watch cinema, it is expected that it will play a role in their lives. According to the survey we conducted, we had asked people if they unconsciously follow, act out, or quote characters from movies, and these are the responses we got about what they have unconsciously or consciously followed. Now, cinema and its influence on relationships of people. In a study done by Kubrakti, it reveals that the attitudes of people is not affected by the cinema. So it's important to question the influence. It's important to question the influence of cinema and on the relationships of people. The formation of expectations are highly done by cinema. According to the survey we conducted, when asked if the movies they watch form expectations of relationships, not particularly limited to romantic relationships, 52.7% of the people responded with yes. Let's come to romantic relationships. Cinema has glorified love and portrayed it as something which goes against all odds, which is definitely far from reality. This forms people to form an expectation from their relationships and partners. We come to friendships. Friends are often portrayed as extremes. Many values can be learned, but certain unrealistic expectations are also formed. This leads people to think about this perfect friend group that they can have. Then we come to the family relationships. Family is portrayed as this ideal institution where everybody comes together to eat and have fun. Whereas in reality, this is far from the truth. People have their own job and course to complete and do. Relationship with oneself. Topics such as self belief, self awareness, discovery, and confidence have been addressed in many movies like Queen. But the movies can also lead us to be insecure about ourselves. According to the survey, 41.7% of people responded with yes when asked the question if cinema makes themselves feel insecure about themselves. Now, like cinema influences the relationship of people, the relationship of people in general also influences cinema. With the changing society and changing relationship dynamics, the portrayal of these relationships in cinema is also ever changing. Now I would like to pass the mic to Neha.
I wanted to ask the question, if social themes appear more in films more frequently than other genres, those other genres being action or fiction or comedy, romantic comedies, etc. Now, when we talk about the social milieu, the society, we mustn't ignore the issues that followed. Social issues are a set of common problems which are faced by the general public and one which they strive to resolve. Cinema provides the film industry a medium to address these social issues through storytelling and script writing. Representation of social issues in cinema. Indian cinema is a powerful and an influential tool to address these social issues such as poverty, gender discrimination, caste inequality, etc., have been portrayed in many movies. For example, Pink, which released in 2016, addressed molestation, sexual abuse. Jai Bhim, which is a Tamil movie, talks about tribes and their struggles. Sairat, which is a Marathi movie, talks about intercaste relationships. And Mother India, which is quite a famous movie, talks about the struggles of a mother, single mother in the society. Let us look at how Indian cinema has evolved over time in addressing these social issues. If we go all the way back to the history, the first ever Indian movie to be released was Raja Harishchandra in the year 1913, directed by Dada Saheb Phalke. If we look at the movies of that time, it can be observed that most of the movies were mythological epics and stories. However, as we move on to during the freedom struggle, Indian cinema became a vehicle to address social issues such as poverty, caste discrimination, caste inequality, etc. And then when we move on to post-independence era, it is seen that more movies came out which were influenced by Hollywood and the Western movies. And especially during the golden era, that is 1980s, most of the movies were action-oriented, where the heroine expected the hero to come and save her. Now, let us look at whether these movies actually have any impact on the society. When asked the people, while answering the survey, if they think that movies illustrating social issues have little to no impact on social activism and are merely discussed about and then forgotten, most of the population was neutral about it. But when we look at the first two, that is about 43% of the population agrees with the notion that cinema which depicts social issues have little to no impact on activism and are only talked about and then forgotten, whereas the rest 20% of the population disagrees. We also asked the audience which social issue they think has been most illustrated in cinema. And most of them answered with poverty, inequality, and gender discrimination. While these issues are certainly important, there are a few issues which are considered taboo in the society, such as abortion or sex and sexuality, mental health, are not so often illustrated in movies. So in conclusion, although most of the results that were obtained through this survey are rather neutral, it is fascinating to see the people's perception on these movies. there is no doubt that cinema truly does affect our lives, whether it be our clothing choices or our moral values. I would like to hand over the mic to my teammate Rebecca.
As we've seen before, cinema tries to replicate or reflect what our day to day life is. And in cinema and sports, we see that sports is an undisputable part of our day to day life. And while we might believe that cinema showcases sports in a very positive manner, it is not that case. We rarely see movies which portray sports or any physical activity or jobs which are rather unconventional. Sports in cinema can be considered a very versatile field of cinema. It can be about a key figure, it can be about a certain person, or it can be just about the sport's history. But it's rarely portrayed in that way. They also bring out patriotical and motivational feelings, and they can also help inspire people in their day to day life and step out of their comfort zones. They can also be adapted in various genres, and they do not always have to be in the limelight, as they can showcase day to day life and growth. They can also spread important awareness on important factors of our day to day life. Popular movies such as Chak De India, which was released in 2007, or Dangal, which was released in 2016. These are all movies which have played a very important impact on how we view sports and how we view people playing in sports. The most recent movie called Sabash Mittu, which was released in 2022, was a movie about a female cricketer and showed a different perspective on cricketers. Now I'd like to pass on the mic to Neha.
Design is an important part of films and cinema. When an artist is designing an art piece, they have to include the various elements of design into it. So does cinema. Elements of design such as lighting, color, tones, value, brightness are all included in sets, costumes, makeup, and scenic compositions. Here are a few examples. Screenshots from Mughal-e-Azam and Devdas. It is seen that these movies clearly concentrated on the architectural aspects of the cinema. Sets are a very important part of cinema, which include all the elements of design. Props and furniture should be appropriately placed in order to convey the right intention and the right meaning. Influence of shapes on film. This is generally seen in animated films, where circles are considered to be more soft. They symbolize roundness, completeness, and are non-threatening and motherly in nature. Squares and rectangles, however, are the complete antithesis of the circle, which represent unnaturalness and artificialness, because squares and rectangles aren't exactly found in the nature. When we look at children's drawings of monsters, they usually have sharp, pointy teeth. That is because triangles, the pointiness of the triangles, elicits fear and distrust. Colors. Colors, the aspect of showing emotion and thoughts through colors, was something that was borrowed from theater. For example, the color green illustrates nature, greed, jealousy. The color blue shows coolness, coldness, sometimes grief. And the color red illustrates passion, rage, and anger. Now, we've looked at the influence of design in cinema. Let us look at how the society influences design in films. Generally, films borrow cultural trends, practices from the society into cinema. For example, periodic films which show history need the accurate clothing and architecture to depict that exact historical era, social issues and movements. Cinema is generally influenced by the societal movements of that particular time, and the fashion and the clothing choices that are made for the characters are generally influenced by these aspects. Technological advancements. As technology evolves, there are more innovations to make better techniques for designing and better VFX. Globalization. As cinema is a global medium, it allows many countries to share their cultures with each other, and many fashion designers are influenced by this, and they make various various clothing choices and mashups of different cultures, historical content. Making periodic films requires a lot of historic research, and they also stay true to the historical era by designing the architectural sets and the clothing. Pop culture and celebrity influences. Celebrities clearly have a lot of influence on their fans, so whatever they wear and whatever they're seen to wear in movies is clearly adopted by the public. And economic factors. Clothing and the fashion of a person can show a lot about the economy. For example, if the film is set in an economic downturn, the characters are shown wearing more practical clothing, whereas if it is set in a higher economy, they're shown to wear more opulent clothing. Fashion and design and film festivals. When it comes to film festivals, film festivals encourage movies to become more better, and that is because the awards that are provided become a sort of prestige symbol when movies are nominated for these awards, or even when they win, they gain a lot of attention, and they get lots of popularity through it. It provides filmmakers a global platform to share their films, get inspiration. It promotes the films. It gives inspiration for films. It also, the fashion trends that are shown by the celebrities are also influenced, and it makes the film industry, more visible to a wider amount of public. I would now like to pass on the mic to my teammate Anisha.
Okay, so when we come across the word films, we might also come across the word film festivals. So, importance of film festivals and their award categories. So, film festivals can, benefit the filmmakers as well as the audience. How? Film festivals benefit the filmmakers because film festivals, give them equal opportunities to promote their movies, and then the criticisms and everything that they learned, reviews, the interviews, help them become better at it. Then film festivals also help promoting their movies in a lesser price and less cost. They spread awareness based on the movies, and the ideas, film festivals is a platform for spreading ideas and awareness, and based on social concerns, whatever is presented in the movie. The awards such as audience awards, industrial awards, and acting awards are all presented in the film festivals. The reviews and interviews help these people, filmmakers, to be, make better movies or learn something from them. They sell the movies in these platforms. And when we come to benefits of audience, the audience learn and enjoy these festivals. They talk about the social issues and problems, whatever is illustrated in the film festivals or in the movies or whatever they have discussed about. So now we come across the topic, the influence of film festivals in today's world in relation to people and movies. So the first topic, the first point that we come across is film festivals inspire people. How do they inspire people? Two movies that I came across was Three Idiots and Chuck the India. So these movies basically tell you to follow your passion, remain with the status quo, challenge the status quo, basically trying to tell you that there is more to life than just studies and enjoyment. So then we come across benefits of filmmakers, like I said in the previous slide, that filmmakers and in the film festivals, they are able to promote their movie or their new movies, and that helps them gain attention. Then influences, trends, preferences, and fashion styles of people. The recent movie, Barbie movies, premiere that was done, everyone wore pink. So that was how the movie influenced the fashion trends and preferences of the people.
Some of the film festivals are here: the Oscars, the Filmfare Awards, and the National Filmfare Awards. Now we come across two more points. It helps raise awareness about a new movie. When you come across film festivals, when you go sit there, many filmmakers try to raise awareness on their movie, or based, like, using performances and various other music, probably music and dances. There is awareness on that particular movie. In the film festivals, do you know? Okay. Performances make the event fun and interactive, and attract a large audience to the movie, because the performances help the filmmakers to attract them to go and watch the particular movie in theaters. So few movies are Tare Zameen Par, which talks about every child is bright in nature. Nobody is, koi chota nahi hai. Everybody is unique. Everybody is very, bright. And when we come across Flying Jet, a movie released in 2016, it talks about a social concern, which was climate change. Then Rang De Basanti is a movie based on friendship, and Thappad is basically based on family relationships. This is a statistics that we found through a survey. We found two questions based on film festivals. That is, how many of them knew, or which film festivals were they aware of? And around 203 people, or 83.9%, knew Oscars. 145 knew IIFA. Filmfare Awards was known by 194, or 80.2%, and People's Choice Awards was known by 45.5% of the population, and the rest was new National Film Awards, Cannes Film Awards, and Global Globe Awards, etc. This is another question that we found through the survey was, why do they exactly watch film festivals? Is fashion the reason? Is award the reason? Is performance the reason? Or is celebrities the reason? And most of the population enjoyed performances, and the rest enjoyed fashion, awards, and celebrities. So the conclusion: cinema in a nutshell is a potent tool for communication and education. The lower sections of a society don't have they usually learn, or they are influenced by cinema. They learn new values from cinema, because they don't have enough money to buy books and materials to study regularly. So they join in, they sit together and watch a movie, and there they learn more points, or based on social concerns. So there exactly how they learn education. Then like I said, they focus on social issues and change. It is a source of entertainment. There are many genres like action, drama, romance. Everything is used for entertainment. Then it reflects the cultures and daily problems. It has an impact on people's actions, attitudes, and preferences. So like I used the example of the Barbie movie's premiere, or the Barbie movie in short, or in overall. They were influenced with the color pink. So that's how cinema affects people's actions and attitudes and opinions. Then it motivates people to act properly, think critically, and learn to have empathy for others. It calls out social injustices, stereotypes, and preconceptions. So through this hypothesis, cinema does indeed influence, and is influenced by the social milieu, is proven to be true.
Good job, all of you. First of all, I will commend you for taking up a topic which is very subjective, and then try to do some sort of a quantitative analysis on it. So that was really good. It's difficult to do that. So that's good. Also, I wanted to know the surveys that you have been showing. You have gone ahead and done those surveys by yourself, or have you referred to any articles?
We send the survey to people, questionnaire basically. We mailed it to people, different people, and they filled it.
Great. So you have done basically sort of an experiment by yourself. Good. So while you were doing that, you would have understood how to analyze the data and so on and so forth. So you would have learned a lot of things along the way. My eyes, being in science, my eyes are always drawn towards charts and graphs and the data that you're showing. So I'll just one question and then probably some suggestions. So one of the first graphs that you showed was about, you asked people how many times you, that's fine, you don't have to, it's fine. How many times you, how often do you watch the movies, right? And there was a bar graph on a scale of 0 to 10, right? Whenever you're showing that kind of data, the audience would like to know what 0 means and what 10 means. Okay, so can you answer that?
In this scale, we wanted to show that 0 means they've never watched movies or they don't have the culture of watching movies, whereas 10 means they regularly make it a routine to watch movies.
Okay, so then that becomes a qualitative way of looking at it. Then what is 6 and what is 4?
It's basically a way to like show how they feel, how much they watch movies. Like where 5 means they're neutral, when they come across it they do watch it. 1 means maybe once in few months or such.
Right. So
Whatever they feel like is how much they watch movies.
correct. So you're going in the right direction, but when you have to make surveys, you should rely very less on people's inferences of your question, right? So rather your question could have been, how many times a month do you watch a movie? Then it can be 0, 1, 2, 3, whatever. Then people are very objective in giving that answer. Data becomes more solid, right? For me, regular would be once a week, but for ma'am, maybe regular would be once a month, isn't it? So that you should think about. And also, one more suggestion, there are many aspects of the subject that you have looked at, several aspects, and that is good. But one idea is you pick up one of those topics, say for example, film festivals. Okay, if you're going to take that topic, use the survey and try to analyze more data from the survey just for that topic. Say for example, you can divide your respondents into different groups. How many males, how many females, what are the different age groups, right? You'll get different kinds of graph and you'll be able to see that your answers will vary according to these different groups that you're looking at. So then you can make one solid conclusion on one aspect, say film festival. Isn't it? So that is something you may want to think about and maybe analyze, because you have the data, right? So you can analyze it a little more thoroughly. But really good job. It's a difficult topic to put in numbers. So congratulations.
Very good presentation, dear. But only one thing I wanted to suggest, time management. Because for the paper presentation, we have given certain time that we should follow. Whatever ma'am told, that parameters we need to take, and so that you will be confident about the concept. Okay, that is only my suggestion. But rest of and all, everything, I think entire syllabus you covered, I feel. Thank you, dear. Thank you so much.
Okay, so that was a great presentation. And we have just come over the topic of Tare Zameen Par and how every child has potential to be bright. And that brings up on our following presentation. Autism is as much part of humanity as is the capacity to dream. And I would like to invite Joshika, Samvedya, Tanvi, Swarna, and Sanvi to present their paperwork on autism.
A very good morning. My name is Joshika and my teammates are Samvedya, Swarna, Tanvi and Sanvi. Our aim of our research work is to help the adolescents on the autism spectrum by helping them on how to prevent it to become even more worse. Autism is a neurodevelopmental disorder, and people and adolescents suffering from autism find it difficult to indulge in the social interactions and communications. Autism symptoms of autism are delayed cognitive learning movement skills, and also they show a hyperactive, impulsive, and inattentive behavior. Autism is something which is not curable, and genetic inheritance plays a role in autism. According to, around 50% of the genetic risk is due to genetic variation, and 15 to 20% of is due to spontaneous genetic mutations and other inheritable patterns. And now my friend Samvetya is going to continue.
Thank you, Joshika. Good morning, everyone. I'm Samvedya, and I'll be talking about the methods by which autism spectrum disorder can be treated at the gene level. Autism is an inheritable disorder. It can be treated at the gene level using gene therapy at different level of central dogma like the DNA level, RNA level, and protein level. Our research is based on the gene therapy at protein level. At this level, the key therapeutic approach is to inhibit at the molecular pathways and mainly focuses on the post-translational treatments. In this level, rapamycin, a mTOR receptor, that is mTOR is a protein. Now, mTOR is mammalian target of rapamycin receptor. Now, this rapamycin, it regulates proliferation, that is cell division, apoptosis, which is used by the body to get rid of those cells which are damaged beyond repair, and autophagy, which is used by the body to reuse the old and damaged cells. These participate in multiple signaling pathways of the body. Now, in a normal human being, the mTOR inhibition takes place at the protein level. When this inhibition is unsuccessful or does not take place, it creates disorders like autism. This can be treated when there is an increase in GABAA receptor, that is gamma aminobutyric acid subtype A receptor. It is a very prominent inhibitory neurotransmitter in our central nervous system, along with arbaclofen, which is a GABAB agonist. These increase the inhibitory neuronal signals in our body and therefore create a balance in the person suffering from the autism spectrum disorder at the protein level. Now Swarna will continue.
I'm going to be talking about the various methods that we have come up with to help adolescents with autism self-actualize and live a normal or close to a normal life. Now we know that majority of the population around the world hold a stigma against individuals with mental disorders. This includes individuals with autism spectrum disorder as well. And hence, because of this, they're not recognized for their potential or their capabilities and only perceived as individuals with mental disorders and are often considered abnormal. Now, to help them achieve their dreams and self-actualize and not be affected by these stigmas, we have come up with three main methods. Now, we know that autism spectrum disorder is spread across a gradient and does not have specific symptoms. So we have covered three methods which reflect upon various cases of autism. Now, the first one is with respect to individuals who are intellectually disabled or are mentally retarded. Now, such individuals cannot hold important careers, and hence we have planned to set up a program in which we will introduce them to various jobs which require less knowledge application. Now, secondly, it is with respect to individuals who are intellectually relatively more stable or gifted. Now, for such individuals, we plan to propose workshops in which they'll be introduced to the subject and various aspects of it. And corresponding to these aspects, they can select whichever workshop they would want to take part in with respect to their interests. Now, the classes for these workshops will be taken place in an environment which is calm and friendly by professionals who know how to deal with adolescents with autism spectrum disorder. Now, there are various methods similar to this which have been proposed by other psychologists, but what makes ours unique is that we mainly aim to set up this for individuals who, autistic individuals who belong to families who are economically backward. Now, the third and final method is with respect to autistic adolescents who are intellectually disabled but have high creative potential. Now, studies show that individuals who are intellectually disabled may have high creative potential. Now, with respect to this, we plan to set up seminars in which they will be introduced to various aspects of the job sector, in which they will where they can apply their creativity and excel in those fields and possibly have a career in those fields in the future. Now, three of the main ones are creative arts, writing and publishing, and jobs in the handicraft industry. These are three of the most booming industries out there. Now, Tanvi will continue.
Good morning. I'm going to be continue further with a case study. So, 70% of adolescents with ASD are intellectually disabled, or yeah, and the remaining 30% of them are highly intellectual or highly functional, but they are not treated appropriately in the society because of their impulsive nature of behavior and lack of self-control. Now, according to a case study from a PhD student from a university in Ukraine, uh, first the teenager was okay. First, after a week, the teenager exhibited characteristics which gave them the impression that he knew nothing of what was being taught. And second, when he was asked to draw and paint an animal, he knew what animals were, but he wasn't able to explain what exactly he was painting. And third, his speech was monotonous and colorless, and he was facing a difficulty with open-ended questions. So all of these are the problems faced by people on the autistic spectrum, uh, and yeah, now concluding this presentation, adolescence is the period following the onset of following the onset of puberty, which includes a child developing into an adult. In general, adolescents face a lot of difficulty in adjusting to the society, whereas autistic adolescents or adolescents on the autistic spectrum find it even more hard to adjust to the society, again, because they're excluded because of their impulsive nature of behavior. Later, so such programs and workshops can be really helpful for such kind of adolescents to follow their career paths in their respective field interests and have a professionally successful career. Also, as Samvedya explained, gene therapy is a very helpful solution as well in helping the disorder be controlled at the gene level by treating at the central dogma. So we all must change our outlook on how we treat autistic people, because it really affects their future as well. So yeah, I thank you for patiently listening to our research. Thank you.
Again, congratulations to you all. It is always very nice to hear school students talk about gene therapy and spectrum of the autistic disorder, and terms that are difficult to understand. Okay, so good job. My question is about the hereditary aspect of autism. So someone mentioned about it being there is some genetic aspect to autism. So do you know if there are any genes that have been identified, or how? What is the proof that there is a genetic aspect to autism?
Ma'am, there's no like single gene which has been identified for like causing autism. That's why it's so hard to find like a proper cure for it. But there have been some research which has shown Samhita mentioned, like the BAA receptor would help um, inhibit the MTOR gene, which causes autism. There have been some research, but we aren't completely sure about it.
Okay, so scientists have predicted some molecules of the body that are involved in the, okay, because
Yes, ma'am.
mTOR is the receptor is a one of the master receptors of the human cell, right? So it is involved in a lot of processes. So how exactly is it involved in autism? Is that research clear, or are they still looking at it?
Ma'am, they're still looking at it. It's not in the scope of our research.
Okay, very nice. And the other one suggestion is the slide that is up there. When you are putting up references, maybe this is your first time doing a research like this. So whenever you are referring to a paper, you never put links. Okay, there is a way to write the reference of a paper, and maybe your science teachers in the class will explain to you how to do that. So there are different accepted formats where you have to write the author's name, the year, the title of the paper, and so on. And that has to be followed in your research paper that you are writing as well, right? So I think at this point, everything that you have done is fantastic because this is your first attempt. But make sure that you learn important things from this activity, right?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Definitely, we will consider, ma'am. Very good presentation, dear. You have told that rapamycin. Is it suppressing when the rapamycin protein is suppressed to cause autism, or it is improving the rapamycin protein level in the body causing autism?
Ma'am, we have to inhibit the rapamycin so that the autism we can find a cure for it. Because it's not inhibited, the autism is created.
Okay. Have you worked it out about the functional property of the rapamycin in the human body?
Ma'am, we didn't look into that aspect, but we just saw that the rapamycin that regulates all this, and when it's an immunosuppressant, right? So if this receptor does not get involved in inhibition, then this autism is created. This might be one of the reason, like they said, it's one of the reason. So we don't know.
Okay, dear. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good job. I have two questions. Number one, before starting doing this research, whatever may be our submission, have you interact with the ASD children? How many you are interacted? How many children you interacted? Any inputs you taken from them, or from theoretically from a teacher or somewhere from papers? We would have done it. I'm not denying now. By interaction with the children now, how many you have done it? Just quickly tell one or two.
Sir, in general, with respect to children who have autism spectrum disorder, they are often overlooked by society.
Have you, sir is asking, have you interacted with students before the research?
As such, we haven't interacted with any students. No.
Job you do it. I will address and do it. See, first thing, since it is your subject, practically you should interact. How? Because you should not go there, I'm going to do some research, I'm doing, don't do it. Friendly interact. You understand now? Friendly interact. Where you have to go? In our school itself, you see? There are primary level, am I correct, madam? In our school itself, primary level, pre-primary level. You can find out what is the difference. You understand now? Then you understand now. First thing, lot of research required on this subject. Theory is different time, not genetic and all. This I'm not talking now. This is most important subject today. You understand now? Please do interact friendly without any doubt. Am I correct now? Okay then.
Sir,
Second,
I agree that if we would have interacted, the research would have come more better. But then we have went through many case studies and we have used that.
case, I agree. Case study is different.
Yeah.
I'm not denying it. I'm not talking about paper. I'm not talking this case study. I'm not talking about subject. I'm talking interact
Yeah.
children.
Yes.
Children, elders are there now. That is one. Second thing, I think someone mentioned we want to conduct a workshop. Do you want to conduct workshop as a group or individually? My question.
Sir, as a group, sometimes getting others' opinions also on what they desire, what they want to pursue in the future, that can also inspire other people to come out and make come out
Understand.
and
See, that is also workshop. You cannot conduct as a mass. You have to, when you want to do in workshop, you have to plan. That's why, unless you interact, whether as a mass or one or two, very difficult. This subject is not easy. Please understand, it is not easy. You have to study well. Okay, understand now? Then only I think will come a lot of things. I'm questioning workshop is the also good. Of course, other things is good. What you are doing now? Excellent job. Good beginning for you. All the children should involve in this one now. Make them friendly first thing now. You understand. Okay. All the best.
And with this, we have come to an end of our presentation. And each and every presentation displayed the zest of youth to create something new. Now I would like to call Dr. Shweta Panchal to share her experience and insights with us.
Okay. I think there are some parents also here. Very glad to see you supporting your children in this endeavor. All the kids, fantastic job. Okay, I'm very, very impressed. I was not expecting children to know about, the basics of some terminologies that are, sometimes I see students at the master's level also struggling, right? When I ask about reverse transcriptase and you answered so brilliantly. So very good. One thing I would want to tell you about is scientific research. This is your first attempt at scientific research. Okay. Scientific research is something a term that is used very loosely nowadays. Right? People think that you do a Google search and you are doing research. Right? That is what very commonly we talk. Yes, I have researched about this topic. Yes, because you have done Google search, you have looked at 5 websites. That is not research. Right? Scientific research is a method which starts with something very basic. It starts with curiosity, asking the question why. Okay, believe it or not, all human beings, when they are born, right, we are all scientists. Okay, have you seen 2-3-year-old children playing? They are doing all random things, right? Maybe they are throwing a ball 100 times. They are throwing it from different places. What is that child doing? The child is doing an experiment, right? The child is trying to see, if I throw the ball, why is it going down? Okay, if I go up the stairs and throw it, is it going to go down? Right? That is we are born with curiosity. We are born with a mind to find out why things are happening. Okay, but over a period of time, we lose that curiosity because so many times in schools, many other schools, children are taught only to memorize things, to learn things, to remember things, but not question why. Right? Research is all about questioning why. Once you get that question why, then the next step is, how do I answer this question? Correct? When this is research that probably you have tried to read up papers and try to understand that, right? But when you do it yourself, you need to understand, if I have to answer this question, okay, how do I answer it? What are the methods that I can use to answer it? Okay, I use 10 different methods. Are those 10 different methods agreeing with each other? Many times they don't. Okay, you ask any scientist about, how they did their research, how was their life, the first thing they will say, 70% of the times I failed. 70 is still very conservative. 80% of the times I failed. Okay? But in those 20% where the scientist is able to successfully do an experiment, repeat it several times, reproducibility. And only then the scientist is able to publish a paper, and that is the paper that you are able to read. Okay, so it is a very thorough process that needs to be done with a lot of analysis, like the questions that you got today. You got few questions, right? Scientific community loves to ask questions to other scientists. Okay, if I do an experiment and if I write a paper and if I send it out to the journal, there will be a group of different scientists from all over the world who are going to sit and who are going to critique it. Why did you do this? What is the meaning of this statistics? Why was it analyzed like this? This is wrong, right? So it is thoroughly critiqued, and then only it is published. So when you see a published paper, remember, it is not a work of 1 month, 2 months. It is probably a work of 4 to 5 years at least, okay, of many people. So scientific process is very thorough, but once you get that answer, that moment of, you have heard Archimedes' story of Eureka, right? Most of the times it is not Eureka. Most of the time those moments are like, that's funny. This is not what I expected, right? And those are the moments that every scientist lives for. And those are the moments that makes it extremely satisfying. Those 80% of the times where experiment is failing, it's not really failing actually, I would say. Let me take back my words. It's not failing. You are finding things that have not worked, which means everybody in the world will know, okay, these 10 things you should never do, right? That's what even all big scientists say, that we have not failed. We have found hundreds of things that have not worked. Okay, so doing science is a lot of fun. You get to be toddlers again, right? You get to do experiments as many number of times as you want till you get that one answer that you're looking for. So not a single day is monotonous. It's not that every day you sit in front of the computer and you're doing da. No, every day you are doing something different. Every day you are learning something different. Right? If you have a curious mind, if you feel that, new information excites you, science is the place for you, right? But you need to have a lot of passion. I think everybody can be a scientist. I don't see, any person who cannot be. Everybody can be a scientist, okay? Only two things: passion and interest for that particular subject, and perseverance, patience. Okay, I will get that aha moment maybe after 10 years. Am I ready to wait 10 years? Right? I am, because that entire 10 years are extremely enjoyable, even if I'm not getting that aha moment, right? But I'm waiting for it. Okay, so I urge you to interact more with different scientists. I'm an academic researcher, so I teach students, I guide PhD students, right? So, and I teach research in an academic setting. You should also talk to people who do research in industries. Okay, their motivation, they don't get the freedom that I get. For me, there is no limit to what I can think. I can do whatever I want. Nobody is going to question me. Isn't that exciting? I get to do anything that I like, right, in my research. In industries, they may be motivated by what the industry needs. Okay, an industry, maybe it needs a particular microorganism that produces, say, you know what is a probiotic, right? So you need a probiotic which grows at, so and so number in large populations in the most efficient way. How does a scientist in that setting work? He also has to do the same process. He also has to do experiments, fail 80% of the time, but then 20% of the time he will get the result, right? So my suggestion is, go interact with people who are doing real science, right? Try to understand how their day looks, okay? What they do from 9 to 5 or 9 to 8 or maybe 24 hours, right? And then you'll be able to appreciate science. Okay, science is not something that research is not something that should be used very loosely. Research takes a lot of patience, but also a lot of passion and interest. So keep going on this path. Do more such projects. I'm very happy that this is happening at a school level. I urge more such events happen, probably with many more teams participating, and I hope to see that every year now. Yes. So congratulations. I don't see any one winner. All of you are winners. All of you have done a commendable job. So just applaud yourself for once. Fantastic. Good job. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I hope some of my suggestions and my inputs are useful. Feel free to contact me. You can take my contact email or something from your principal, ma'am. If you want to talk to me more, just chat, have a chat about science. I'm all for it. Okay, I love to interact with students. So thank you very much and good day to all.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So that now concludes our presentations. Now I request everyone to move on to the auditorium for the closing ceremony.
Thank you all for making the presentation. I really enjoyed it, and I also was noticing some of you have exceptional stage presence. Some of you can definitely improve. Even I can improve on those things. I really saw that some of the presentations had depth. Some could have more depth in it. It's very easy to look at the Google, and you all mentioned that this has been secondary research, that you picked it up from somewhere and tried to put it up on PPT. You could do little more in each one of those research is what I felt. In terms of you putting out these questions to get the information, that's usually the part of research. Yes, you're right in that sense, where you tend to get the pulse of what's happening out there. But you should also add your observation and your thought in it. For example, if I can pick up on Nika. That is one of the startups that you guys have mentioned. I don't think Phalguni Nair would have sent a questionnaire throughout India asking people if they want a startup called Nika, right? She would have done something else. Of course, she would have gone through some other market research, yes. But ultimately, her input, her feel into that has got her, what she ended up doing. So that's a significant one. In a similar way, I also can reflect on Amazon versus Walmart thing that some of you have mentioned. It's very easy to get lost in the balance sheet. You quickly go look at that and then you make a conclusion immediately. I come from such a background because what I do is day in day out is get the financial data. Data can be sliced in multiple ways. So try to make, I know it was much beyond your scope for this presentation for now. Try to go much beyond it. And another example that I put was Nika was coming down and Lakme was going up at the same time. It's not a magic thing. There are some more things hidden within the data. Those are the things that you may want to dig a little deeper. On the COVID, guys, all the interpretations that you have done, I felt you guys have done fantastic research, I must say. I did not know quite a few things. The recommendations that you were trying to give was also good. What caught my eyes was one of the cancellation of tickets. That was very interesting for me. I mean, at least I was not thinking in those lines too much. And I also saw that there has been overwhelming bias towards government needs to do this, government needs to do that kind of things. If you can tilt those things towards what I can do, what we can do, what the private sector can do, and seek help in terms of leveraging that, it will be a lot more better, is what I felt. Again, conclusions also, don't jump into conclusions. It would be best to avoid the word conclusion itself. It is best to say that these are the interpretations, because it's all subject to change. Market and the world is so volatile. The moment you get into conclusions, you become rigid. And I understand you are in 11th and 12th standard. Your parents would have been asking you to conclude which way you want to go. Yes, you can conclude in that direction for now. But when it comes to facing, whatever things are out there, don't conclude, be open, so that, you can receive a lot of the things that life has to offer, each one of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I request everyone to be patient for the students from other groups to assemble in the auditorium for the closing ceremony.
I request everyone to settle down.
I welcome all the dignitaries and the participants to the closing ceremony. As we transition to the concluding segment of the event, we are honored to invite to the podium our chairman, Dr. C. Purnachandra Rao, an embodiment of expertise, experience, and inspiration to address the gathering. Please give him a big round of applause.
Dignitaries of the dais, parents, teachers, my dear students. I think all the students has come back. Oh, good. Okay. Actually, today I prepared very short. Once you give the mic, they say I'm exceeding my timings now. Today I don't want, because already young fully. I want to speak very few words now. Uh, I'm extremely happy to present here on the occasion of our school young scholars interdisciplinary project Symposium. That is presentation of innovative research paper by interdisciplinary thinking and problem solving. Every problem has a solution, and all you need to do is think critically and creatively. How to think creatively? Here, let us understand what Dr. APJ beautifully said. Learning gives creativity, creativity leads to thinking, thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge makes you great. Today, our students are great. Yes, with this idea of knowledge, of our 11th and 12th standard students had presented today 15 papers on various topics from different subjects related to commerce and science. Yes, this morning also I was witnessed 2-3 topics, in fact, now. Though I came from commerce, first I want to learn it from other segments. That's why I went there first, and then last I joined here now. Yeah. Some of their presentations, along with the highly learned judges for this program today here now. I would like to touch upon 3 topics in brief. That is autism spectrum disorder, in ASD, And COVID-19 effect on industrial relations industry. Third one, ASI. Yes, sir. Artificial intelligence. Here our students very nicely highlighted two successful enterprises cases, that is Noika and new startup and Amazon MNC USA, by utilizing role of e-commerce, online shopping to online banking. No doubt, there will be plenty of scope for new startup in future. Because this is the COVID impact, everyone was afraid during the period of COVID, oh, what is going to happen now? But everything coming normal now. It is not only industry, any real estate or education, everything today is come to better than normal before COVID now. This we can show that one now. So today, this is the scope for all my students now, lot of scope for your new startups now. You have to focus on now. Job is okay, always there, but startup is very, very important. Please look into on this particular plan. Artificial intelligence. Yes. Everyone talk artificial intelligence. Today also I heard now. Lot of advantages on this one now. You want to shift it. But when you are going to do artificial intelligence, very beautiful, everything now. Everything is. So many factors now. I heard something like that. Artificial intelligence, so when they now, question has come now, unemployment. I do not know unemployment. Are you going to resolve it now? I do not know. More unemployment or more employment more? I do not know. Questions is there. No clarity for me. My dear students, you have to tell unemployment question here now. Job may be easy. Cost also is there. You have to spend a lot of cost. Beginning yourself, a lot of cost is there, involvement there. Job is easy. I'm not denying now. Cost also effect now. So you have to analyze on this one now. Today we can call artificial intelligence revolution now. How earlier, I came from industrial revolution. Industrial revolution, I do not know where you are in industrial. Industrial revolution for a long period, centuries together, I can say. I came from that one, I know what now. Then IT revolution, digital revolution now. We are almost at a digital revolution. Today we are talking artificial revolution now. Yes, not now, even future also now. So let us prepare for all the things now. Revolution is always there now. Let us prepare. But we should not forget what is earlier revolutions now. We should not forget now. If you forgot it, earlier revolutions, what happened now? You are forgetting your world grandparents, parents, our parents also will forget it now. This is what I want to tell you. Please look into those points now particularly. Regarding particularly, I want to focus on this one. Regarding ASC, our students had tried to give analysis and help the ASD suffering people and overcome and control this disorder by improving environment they are in and other methods of treatment. Yes. This is I want focus here. It is not a disease. Yes, it is not a disease. This is one type of disorder. That's all now. As for the latest population, then more than 10% of the population in the world are suffering with this one now. Madam also telling now, not 10%, more than 15%. Even schools level also 10%. Every school has taken today what is the need by appointing special educator, what I may be doing now. Here, why I want to raise this particular ASC concentrate, it is a collective responsibility of all us here as citizens. Please understand now. As students, you can do. Today, I ask a question, ASC people, students, have you interacted people who submitted research? Frankly, they said no. I want to interact. It is not interaction for the research. I met them now today, I'm talking now. Friendly interact. How can support them? They require moral support. In addition to therapy, GRP, see so many there. I'm not denying now. Maybe genetic, non-genetic, all the things secondary. But here, moral support required. As a course student, probably you will find in our schools, any schools now, even our schools also, pre-primary, primary level, most schools are now. So you have to make them friendly, support them, don't look them differently. Don't look them differently at all. When you go there, you mingle with them. That is most important now in school. In society, even your neighbors may have, make them friendly. So wherever you meet them, this is the most important, my dear students. We are lucky. God is giving the good health and all. Why don't you support them? This is what I want to please keep in mind, for AC students particularly now. So no, as Suresh is, this is the good platform for research is starting now. Definitely, I think this project will continue. Madam, just telling now, even we will try to introduce even 9th and 10th also to give some type of awareness. You will be advanced stage will be the next. This is the beginning for you now. Definitely, in future, good platform we are going to give it. I mean, engineering professors also here now. They also telling only we see in this college level now. You coming to here, we are happy there also. We have very, very eminent personalities are here now in front of you now. They will probably already would have guide you all things now. Even future also, we are trying to take their guidance. Please understand now. Not only your teachers, even we are taking guidance from them now for your research cell. We'll do the best one. Please note that research is not one day job, months, year. It may take years together. Please understand now. Years together. Cost is different. Cost effective is different now. But at least you understand what you want to do it now. So, in conclusion, I would appreciate all students and faculty for our efforts, sincere, serious efforts, I can say, and make a grand success of this one now. I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your motivational words.
The most important thing is not winning, but taking part. The essential thing in life is not conquering, but fighting well. On this note, the most awaited moment of the day has arrived. It's time for the announcement of the results. I would like to invite our honorable judges for the science group, Mr. Amit Gupta, Dr. Shweta Panchal, and Karthik Shastri.
Want to speak? Yeah. Do we announce the winners or something?
They'll be announcing the winners and giving the certificates to the participants.
We don't know who. All right. While I fill the time, dignitaries of the dais, parents, and I'd like to address students as my friends. Thank you for inviting me. It's been real pleasure to be here. And more importantly, I'm heartened by the fact that, sir, you have recommended that you would like to create a research cell, and I'd be more than happy to contribute whatever possible from my end. And hopefully this association would go on well into the future. As I've been in engineering education for the past 6 years now, I just share a couple of pointers here. It's not pointing fingers at anyone, but these are some basic hard facts that I have observed. What I see is more and more students are opting for computer-based courses, specifically AI, machine learning, Now, I do know most of the parents here are working in the field of computers. No disrespect in any way. I'm sorry if I'm stepping on your toes. But what I do see is hardcore engineering courses like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, they are facing the brunt of this massive shift. In fact, a recent study has shown that more than 60% of engineering colleges in Bangalore have shut down their civil engineering and mechanical engineering departments. Now, this is something that has to be looked at. And sir, you've come from industrial revolution era. It would be painful for you to hear this because you cannot use AI to build buildings. You cannot use AI to build move mountains. You need some hardcore engineering departments to survive, where still ingenuity, creativity flows from the human mind into whatever we create. And there are very specific skill sets that are required for such departments. We want students who are imaginative. We want students who are creative with their hands, who enjoy working long hours, working on a machine, working on a fundamental physics concept. There's only so much time you can sit and keep knocking on a computer. Again, I'm very sorry to who are involved in computer science. I have no hard feelings against you. But what I see is more often than not, it's because of peer pressure and the obvious fact that the salary packages are very high in AI and computer science that I see this trend. And another heartfelt message to parents is there is a particular advantage for rote learning, which is basically done for all entrance exams. But far more important is creating a scientific temper among students, encouraging students to explore the unknown. And a fundamental step of research is curiosity. So, curiosity in a channeled form is what we call research. So, please try to encourage this as much as possible. I am a product of rote learning. I've gone from a 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. College, and I know what kind of drills happen over there. They drill the formula into your head, and you're like a robo. You're writing it in the exam, and then you get your grade and you walk out. But the moment we ask our students to apply Newton's law into a particular field, everything goes crashing down. They know the formula, but they don't know how to apply it. So please try to encourage this sort of an education where research in its true form, that is the curious form, is encouraged. And that's my 2 minutes here. Thank you.
We now have the results for the presentations. I request the judges to announce them.
Go ahead. I don't know. Science first prizes, no editing.
Okay. Hello, everyone. We have the results of this competition, but in my eyes and probably all the judges' eyes, all of you are winners. Just attempting to understand what is scientific research itself makes you a winner. Okay, so applaud yourself for that today. Okay, so group 1 was biological science and psychology. The first prize or the first person to come, the group, is genome editing in HIV and AIDS treatment using CRISPR-Cas9 immunotherapy. And the students involved are Aaron George, Anandita Kumari, Anushka Chauhan, Sumaira Afshin.
Okay, now we have second prize winners.
The second prize goes to Nandana Venugopal and Neela Nenjayan. Their topic was addition of lithium to antipsychotics to reduce negative symptoms in schizophrenia.
Give a big round of applause.
For the physical sciences and AI group, the first prize goes to role of nanotechnology as fuel catalyst in consumer vehicles and transformation. Srinayan Velupula, Vibha Venu, R. Naren, and N. Sangeeta. The second prize is climate change subsidence of oil above groundwater level. Subsidence, I'm sorry. Yashaswini, Niharika, Mahika, Lakshmi, Rashmi, Gitika, and Leena. For commerce, please ask the other two.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Where's this guy? That's my name. This is yours. Where's some- I request Mr. Nitin Shastri, Mr. Amit Gupta to give the winners of commerce section.
Hello. So the winners for the commerce and the humanities sessions, the first prize goes towards COVID-19 impact on industrial and tertiary industry and government reforms. Students are Mirapai, Ramyashri, Midhu, Varshini, Dayamihar.
I request Nandini ma'am to come onto the stage, Director of Operations. So, please join me. A round of applause, please. I request Mr. Nitin Shastri to announce the second place for commerce.
This is the one. Determining the difference in the impact of e-commerce on startups. Bhuvi. And what's the other one? Ritika, Pranav, Shriyansh, and Ankit.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, all judges. Once again, everyone, let us offer a resounding round of applause for all the winners as well as the participants. With this, we arrive at the culmination of our ceremony. I now invite our Honorable Senior Coordinator, Shakila Sarvanraj, to deliver the closing address.
Thank you. Good day and warm good afternoon to our Honorable Chairman, esteemed judges of the day, respected Principal, Vice Principal, parents, teachers, and my dear students. I'm pleased to render the vote of thanks on behalf of all the students and staff of the WGS family. A famous quote by Albert Schweitzer says, "At times of our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person." Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Today was one such day where our learners got an opportunity to rekindle their thought processes and present their findings about the various happenings in the fields of humanities, science, and commerce. This program has taken its shape under the guidance of our visionary chairman. A warm thank you to our honorable chairman, whose thoughts has always paved the way for new learning. We felt so happy to have you amongst us, and your valuable guiding thoughts has always opened our eyes of new thinking. Thank you, sir. I express my warm gratitude to the judges of the day, who amongst their busy schedule have made themselves available for us, and by their presence and their valuable suggestions have kindled the spark of learning in our young learners. Your critical reflections have definitely made our learners understand the meaning of research and development. Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. A word of thanks will not be sufficient to extend our gratitude to our respected principal, who was a pillar of support and guided us throughout the planning and execution of the program. Thank you, ma'am. Our love and heartfelt thanks to our beloved vice principal, who was constantly motivating us and reflecting, has helped us fine-tune our planning. Thank you, ma'am. I'm obliged to our mentor teachers who were constantly guiding our young scholars with their planning and execution of their research works. I also feel happy to extend our thanks to our parents who always have believed in us and stood by us in all the endeavors to shape the future of our young learners. Thank you, parents. Extended gratitude to our admin department who always stand by us in our planning and provide the necessary logistical support. Last but not the least, thank you to our young learners, students, who brought the zeal to the program to their relentless effort and sincerity. Overall, the program has been a wonderful session to learn and reflecting on the learning for all of us. Thank you once again and have a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
I would take a moment to thank our beloved trustee, Dr. Narendra Shekhar sir, who has made it possible, come here today. It was a very pleasant surprise for us. Thank you, sir, for making it today and sharing your guidance with us. I would also like to take a moment to thank our Director Operations, Nandini ma'am, for being here as a beacon of light and helping us and guiding us all through. Thank you, parents, and thank you, students.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
To ignite in us the spirit of patriotism, I would like everyone to rise for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
With this, we arrive to the ending of our ceremony. This is I, Niharika,
Aditya,
and Shreyas,
signing off for the day. It has been an honor hosting this event.
thank you all for being here with us.